Well, hey, good day to you all. It's your old Grandpaw Koyote coming to you once again from Crestone, Colorado, here in the good old United States of America, or Turtle Island as it is more commonly referred to amongst the indigenous folks. Hey, it's good to see you all. Know you're doing so well out there. I want you to know that despite some pretty adverse things we've gotten through the past week too, so everything's cool and everybody's alive, well, most of us, and going on strong, babies. We're not backing down one little iota, even though it might seem a bit like a cruise time right now. While we're cruising, we're going through it too, babies, believe me, you know. Those of us that are like, you know, at the front of the pack are doing what we do, and that's breaking trails. So the rest of you can just grab on and take a ride and have a great time doing it. You know, see, that's how it works with humanity, because we're all one. We put together our energy in one person or another, or a few of them, and they carry it forward for the rest of us. And the yahoos can hang back and lollygag till they're ready. You know what I mean? They just come when the wave hits them, man. And that's what this life is all about. Waves, baby. Some people see them as seasons and cycles, but they're waves. And like any wave, they can change. Time included. Time comes in waves, you see. And just like you can't hold back the seas when they were rolling, you can't hold back the waves of time either. Though many have tried, you know, many have tried. They're just not always successful, if you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. So, gosh. You know, guys, we're so close. You know, it's unfamiliar territory to most of us. Real unfamiliar. Yet, we feel so close to home. It's like a road we've traveled a gazillion times. You know, in all of human history, and really the history of the universe, if you want to get technical about it, but all that we've spread out into time in these waves, it's never happened before. The planetary ascension, what's coming now, what we're doing now, it's never gone on before. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there that pretends to be training you and getting you ready. But the main thing to get ready is put your own house in order. That's always the secret, the key. And you may have a gazillion troubles out here in the world. I know I do. You know, I never have got along too well with the material world. Not the way it's represented right now, anyway. It's always been a bit of a struggle for me to get through this life. You know what I mean? But you don't let that stuff distract you. It might sweep you up for a bit. You might get a bit involved. I mean, things can get pretty emotional. But you don't let that take you away. You stay steady. Keep working on this, and that takes care of itself. Not that you might not have to do a little something to gunch it along, but it will. The more you can perceive in your personal self, the more you can receive, the more your consciousness expands, the more you begin to see, the more you begin to know, the more powerful you become. Simply by being an influence here. Just being truthfully, honestly, for once and forever, who you truthfully are. Letting your soul shine through, letting your heart show, being that heart. And loving that heart for being. It's a different state. You're no longer self-critical. It's like you've died and gone to heaven. Paradise. And all it takes is a little bit of work inside of yourself, a little bit of personal expansion. Start backing away from the poison shit inside, the toxic thoughts. You know, they're manipulated feelings. You know they are. You can feel it. It feels somehow separate from you. Some of these feelings and so forth, the leadings that pull you away from yourself, the fear and so forth. I mean, take a look at this shit. Of course it's in you, it's a part of you. Yet the influence is coming from somewhere else. Take a look. Do this personal work. Don't lie to yourself any longer. It ain't hunky-dory. Not until you're at complete peace inside of yourself. And when you are, you're already there. And because you are, took a whole bunch of others with you. Now that's a beautiful thing. And babies, I just want to leave you with that today. A message from the heart of the universe, the heart inside of us all. Come forward. Don't hide. Don't listen to the lies. Be what you are. Allow it to be. Stand naked before that mirror and see through this body, beyond this body, the fullness that it represents, that it carries inside of itself. See the conscious expansion, the awareness awakening in all parts of yourself. There isn't the good bad. Though we've chosen to live in that perception for a while. You see, there's something behind all the legends that talk about these sort of things. But the good bad is just a way of holding judgment and making yourself feel good or bad about it, you see. It's a different state of being when you allow yourself to become the ever-present heart filled with love that you are. The heart that creates. The heart that's innocent like the butterfly and free like the bird that can fly beyond the stars. This is what planetary ascension is. It doesn't take a bunch of aliens coming down from the sky. Shit, these guys have been around for quite some time and they're not aliens. Not any of them. But they're only a small part of what's going on here. It's the spirit family gathering, a gathering of the vibe tribe. And they're coming from everywhere, throughout this great universe of ours and beyond. And many people here on this earth that hold positions of power are terrified because they know the gig is up. And they don't see any out for themselves. They don't see a planetary ascension happening. If anything, they see just the opposite. If I can't have it, then nobody can rip it down. That's the way they talk. That's the way they feel. But guess what? Isn't going to be that way anymore. The more personal work you do, the closer you come inside of yourself to being yourself, to really and truthfully embracing every part of your being, your essential soul, your heart. And know that nothing can be held against you, that all experience has value, that we grow and learn through each moment that we live, that the waves exist to give us variety, to move us this way and then that way and then that way, and teach us in the process what we need to know to help ourselves awaken and remember who we are as human beings living in the Mother Earth's heart, because we certainly do, and the Sun's heart as well. You guys figure it out, but that's the formula. And it comes inside of yourself first and foremost. Not that there won't be a little external experience to go along with it. Of course. Inside is outside and outside is inside. And you can no longer hide because there's no place to run, no place to hide. Just simple virtue inside. And that's what you ride. The things that makes you back into the caring human beings that you are. You want to feel peace, be peace. You want war, seek peace. Because that's the only solution. The war that you've held, all of it, is within ourselves. And that's what rectifies itself, projects itself out into this world around us. The turmoil that many feel inside. But that's also the reason why I can talk the way I do. If you become peaceful, the earth around you becomes peaceful. All things are settled. And hell yeah, the lamb and the lion can lie beside one another and not feel the need to run or to eat and kill. And if that can happen, well, there's hope for everybody. Do your personal work. Come together also with others in the most loving ways that you can possibly stand. It's not evil to subject yourself to connection, to the power and the presence of another being who might in some way reflect yourself and your heart right back to you, so that you can learn your loving presence and be awakened even more to that. It isn't meant to be alone any longer. You do your personal work, but you share your presence with another. And this helps expand you, grow you. And it may not be the one you're with now. I mean, there's a lot of change going on. Try not to make it just be one personal person. But if it is, it is. But the obsessive thing with one another is another way they've exercised great control over us. And when you realize where your leadings are coming from, when you can see what the heart truthfully desires for you in the presence of this other, you'll feel a whole lot different in this paradigm, and your experience with others will be far different than it is now. It'll be less restricted, far more freedom is awaiting you. But then, because you have given yourself and others this freedom, you can expand powerfully into the dynamic of spirit, which is every other realm that exists beyond our visible world. Inside of ourselves, that's where we make the connection. Everything that is lives in here as well as out there. It's an odd thing, but it's true. So the more you poke and prod around your personal self in these meditative ways, the more you're going to see about yourself, the more you're going to have communication with others from beyond the veil. The dead are living. And a lot of the living are dead already and don't know it. Their soul is gone, departed. But we can bring it back for you. So there really is no death. Hard thing to grasp, and one of your best friends just croaked. And you had to scatter their ashes and so forth. And watch them go through the death process and all of that. And sit there wondering inside of yourself, why does it have to be like this? But at the same time, you know the peaceful presence in that death. That life needed to move along in that way, and that's the path it's taken. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's purifying for others around it, because now it can share more of its essence here, not less. It's not restricted to a tiny little body anymore. It can move about without restriction between the realms and dimensions. Once it remembers and gets the hang of it, some of your passed on friends can be your best friends on the other side, too, and in ways they never could think of here. So in that sense, there is no death. There's a separation, a visible separation that occurs. But the dividing, that thing that divides us between the living and the dead, the more conscious our perceptions are, the less we will feel divided from those who live in what we see as the beyonder realm. The dead are living, babies, really. And you can talk to them, communicate with them. You don't need a psychic or a guru or a Madam Sophie to look it up for you or to communicate. You don't need to hold a seance. You just be there, babies. Just be there present in your heart. And this will take care of you. I love you, darlings. Only wish the best for of you. And guess what? There'll be more coming from me here pretty soon. Rock and roll can soothe your soul. And it most certainly does.